Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmahi Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadhati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guruho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Dinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabho Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. Am I happy to see all of you? Wow. Thank you for being present here today to hear Bhagavad Gita. We are, as you know, studying the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and we are in the last bank of shlokas. And after today, we will have completed the 4th chapter. And as all of you know, the 4th chapter is titled Transcendental Knowledge. And we have come a long way from the 1st chapter. I think it's been many, many sessions. We started with Arjuna's dilemma and Krishna's prescription for him. And then we discussed about to do or not to do, the whole of the 3rd chapter. And the beginning of the 4th chapter, Krishna started telling, I'm going to give you some very, very confidential knowledge. And he explained the parampara, and Arjuna asked questions, how do I know? And then Krishna revealed himself. And then he spoke again about aspects of work and about knowledge. And yajna, we went through different types of sacrifices you can perform. And today, Krishna glorifies transcendental knowledge. It's a very beautiful final ending to the 4th chapter. He is speaking wonderfully about transcendental knowledge. As you know, transcendental knowledge means knowledge that transcends this world. That means it is definitely not any knowledge of matter or material knowledge. Okay? Definitely it's knowledge beyond this realm. And who is going to give you that type of knowledge in this world? You go to educational institutions, they are not going to teach you transcendental stuff. They are going to teach you mundane stuff, how to make money, how to actually do business, how to study about matter in terms of Newton's laws of motion or something else, material science, which is also important for us, no doubt, that it keeps us very much engaged in the world of matter. But too much absorption in that type of thing completely takes us away from the real purpose and meaning of life, right? We should always be balanced. We should be on the platform of purpose of life and meaning of life, and we should indulge in the material life and material knowledge as much as is required for our survival, no doubt. But if we just pursue material knowledge only for the sake of it, then we may lose the bus. So Krishna starts this section, 434, Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshyanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshina. You must remember that he has started saying how ancient this knowledge is. I spoke it to Vivaswan, and I'm going to speak this again to you. And Arjuna has asked questions. So he's given answers for those questions, and he's saying, this knowledge I am giving to you because you accept me as Guru. Sishyaste aham shadimam tvam prapannam. You heard this in the second chapter, accept me as your disciple. So I, as the Guru, giving you this knowledge. But this is how this knowledge was given by great gurus in the past, coming in the parampara. And so Krishna is saying this knowledge can be learned only by a particular methodology, not by getting admission into the university and paying some fees or hiring a tuition teacher or somebody. It doesn't come like that. The criterion for this education institution, the criterion for this relationship between Guru or the teacher and the student or the disciple is of a different type. The principle of that relationship is mentioned here by Krishna, which is very interesting. And I'm going to ask Hema Malini to read that on the screen. Since she's here and we have not got in touch with her. Hema Malini, would you like to read that on the screen?
Okay, sir. Tat Viti, no, pronounce, sir.
Just read the English translation.
Okay, okay, sir. Just to try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge onto you because they have seen the truth. Prabhuji.
Thank you, Hema Malini. See that. Note carefully. Tad vidhi, the methodology of learning this. Pranipatena means to lay yourself down in submissive surrender. Pariprashnena, prashnena means to question. Sevaya means to serve, right? And that person who is here, whom you submit yourself to, upadekshanti, he will give you upadesha of that particular transcendental knowledge, because he will not speak something he does not know. He will speak something he is practicing, he believes in, he has faith in. In other words, there's a saying, preach what you practice. So he will walk his talk. Whatever he is telling you, you will see him also doing. It's not that he comes out in the lecture room class and he takes on the board or the projector, and then he projects something, and then you can see him doing all sorts of crazy stuff completely different from what he's teaching. That is my profession. I go and teach there, but my real life, my private life is completely different from what I teach you. It's not like that. You can see that he walks his talk. What he's teaching you, he's also doing it every day. He's a follower of these principles, of these teachings of Krishna himself, right? That's the type of teacher. Okay, so thank you. Note this down carefully. We will revisit this as we move ahead. Today's education is all about collecting a lot of information. Everybody exchanges information, and a lot of the information that they exchange, they don't even know deeply. They've got a lot of variety of things that they know, quote unquote, but nothing they have knowledge about in depth. So you have a lot of width and no depth, right? It's all about learning how to earn money, mostly, or become famous or known. Very rarely, a very small percentage of people are really interested in knowing and study for the sake of knowing, right? And mostly in life, they will study those type of things that are actually going to give them proper understanding to live a material life. Transcendental knowledge, they don't know. Nobody's teaching. Very rarely you will find somebody telling you, this is what life is about. This is the reality. And very rarely you find people asking these questions. That's why Guru, the teacher, should be carefully chosen, should be very carefully taken. This is a big subject matter. And this is where the crux of everything is. Krishna is saying, Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo viduhu sakala neha mahata yogo nashta parantapa. In the beginning of this chapter, he said, Evam parampara praptam. This knowledge, praptam, you can get by listening to those persons who are coming in the parampara, who have got professorship in that particular university, in that particular system and methodology. Guru, Sishya, Guru, Sishya, Guru, Sishya. Bona fide Guru is called Sadguru in Sanskrit language. Sat Guru, bona fide, true person. Who is that person? Who is got a Guru, and his Guru has got another Guru. His Guru has got another Guru's Guru, like that. It goes right up to Krishna. This is Evam Parampara Praptam. So Krishna is telling to Arjuna that I instructed the science 120 million years ago in this particular creation and millennium. I instructed this. But actually, even before that, this knowledge is coming from Krishna during creation to Brahma, from Brahma to Narada, Narada to Vyasa, Vyasa onwards down like that. Sukadeva Goswami and down and down and down. In recent times, this is Bhakti Vinoda Thakur, Jagannath Das, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who is the spiritual master of Prabhupada. And this is Prabhupada giving this knowledge now, coming in the parampara. If you don't have a proper school, a proper educational methodology, and a proper university you're coming from, you're unfit to teach this transcendental knowledge. Only you should hear from a person after checking these things from him. Which parampara are you from? Who is your guru? Who is your guru's guru? What do you teach? Is it consistent with the Shastra or the Vedic literature? Or does it contradict it? Is it your own manufacture and speculation? All these things you should cross-check. There's a triangular cross-section. Sadhu, Shastra, Guru. Guru, what he says would be spoken by the another sadhu or other such people coming in the parampara. And the Shastra, the Vedic literature also will speak that. Whatever Prabhupada speaks, whatever I speak, you can go to the Bhagavad Gita and check it, whether it is being spoken there. I will never want to speak anything that is not spoken by Prabhupada, not explained by the Acharyas, not there in the Vedic literatures or the Bhagavad Gita. Right? This is a very important point. Evam parampara praptam. So if you go to the Bhagavad Gita, in the last page of the introduction, go open the Gita, Bhagavad Gita as it is Prabhupada's, and you go there to the introduction. The introduction ends somewhere in page 34 in my edition. There's 30 plus pages of introduction. Prabhupada gives brilliant introduction. At the end of it, he substantiates that he is coming in the parampara and therefore qualified to teach the Bhagavad Gita. You can see he lists himself as the 32nd in a series of lines. His guru is Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, whom you can see here with spectacles. His guru is Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, who was actually an illiterate. Don't know to read and write, Gaur Kishore Das. And Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur was a super scholar. He had his own publishing press, and he published and he dialogued with Britishers and so many modern Hindus and all of those during the British times, and established Bhagavad Gita's precepts. His Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur's father is Bhakti Vinoda Thakur, who was a magistrate during the British times and highly respected, who was very well educated, and the poetries he wrote in English were appreciated by the British. He knew Shakespeare, Milton, you name it, Tolstoy, and everything he had read. Plus he knew some other languages and was so well read and highly respected. So in modern times, recent times, from the British time onwards, you can see this parampara is maintained. So Prabhupada traces that and says, therefore, with this legacy behind me and with this parampara that I'm going to speak those words. And then he starts his commentary. So it is a bona fide commentary. That is why he is called Sat Guru, bona fide Guru. Anybody who does not have this lineage behind him is not bona fide. This we must understand. It could be anybody. Could be anybody. It comes in all shapes and sizes. Because this position of a guru means super power over the disciple. You have heard this version, power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. So the disciple completely surrenders himself. That's what Krishna is telling. Tad vidhi pranipatena. You must choose the person to whom you can properly surrender. Because everything he says, you're going to listen to him. And if you don't choose him properly, he will be giving you wrong directions. You'll be misled. Right? So Guru is not some person who looks very sleek and suave and speaks very nicely, or is dressed very well in saffron cloth, or he's got a gold rimmed spectacles, or he's got a long beard, or he's, this way. Those are all completely external and not at all important. Guru is understood by hearing. Shotavya. You must understand him by hearing. That is how you should understand. Does this person know? What does he speak? Is it consistent with what is given in the Bhagavad Gita, Sadhu Shastra? And like this, you should make out. So Krishna is telling, Tad vidhi. This is the methodology. This is the vidhi. Pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. What should the disciple do? He is completely surrendered to the Guru. Why? That's a prerequisite. If you want the treasure of this knowledge, which Krishna has mentioned, Rahasyam hi etad uttamam. This is Rahasya. And he is mentioned here in the 9th chapter, you will see he mentions Rajavidya Rajaguhyam Pavitram Idam Uttamam. I am giving you king of knowledge, king of secrets, topmost. He calls it Rajavidya, king of knowledge. So if you have to give this, you have to give something this way. Some qualification is there. You don't have to pay a fee. Actually, you have to pay more than a fee. You have to surrender yourself. Fee is very cheap. You can pay money anywhere and go to any place and you can get. But here you won't get. If you pay money, they'll just set it aside. You won't get this knowledge for money. It's priceless. You have to surrender. Right? Surrender means what? Surrender your preconceived notions you have. Surrender your own speculations. Surrender your own ideas you have about spiritual life and that. You may have ideas about material life, how to make money. That you keep it. Nobody is asking you to surrender that. But your idea about reality, who you are, who is God, what is this world, and all that, you should set it aside. Because you don't know. Right? Just like you'll set aside, I'm going to learn computer science. What do I know about computer science? Some teeny weeny stuff that I heard. I'll keep it aside because here are the experts going to speak to me about it. Naturally, I'll keep that aside. In fact, I'll come to know that that is nothing as I keep learning. Same way, you may know something little bit here and there, but you will see that this adds on in a great way to that, and that will become very small. Okay? So this is the criterion Krishna is saying. So you may ask me, Maharajji, Bhakti Vinoda Swami Maharajji, can we similarly question you? Who are you? Why do you have the right to speak this to us? I'm sure some of you want to ask and you won't ask, so therefore I'm going to say that to you. I also come in this way. I am also a disciple of the disciple of Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, is Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, who is one of the very, very early disciples of Prabhupada and who is serving in the movement for 50 and odd years now since he met Prabhupada. I am his lowly servant. I am trying to learn from that and I'm teaching you in the same way. Because sampradaya vihinaye mantraste nishvala mata. If you don't come in this parampara, in the sampradaya, whatever you teach is nishvala, means it has no fruit. It may sound very good to the ear. It may sound very good even to the mind. It may even sound good to the intelligence. But if it is not connected with the parampara, connected with Krishna, it is useless. It will have no spiritual effect on you. It may have a material effect on you, but that's not the meaning of transcendental knowledge. That's the meaning of bona fide guru. Such a person is Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, a powerful acharya sent by Krishna in modern times. And he knew how to teach the Bhagavad Gita for this age to the people of this world. He went to the worst and the best place in the world, to New York, where all the action in the world is, and pitched his whole program. And from there, he taught people. And he moved it all over the world, in all the continents, and in all languages and cultures and backgrounds. He taught this knowledge and proved it is beyond matter, beyond caste, creed, gender, race, because it's the knowledge that is transcendental. It's of the soul. So he proved, and today you can see all over the world, people follow Bhagavad Gita. And for many people, it's so wonder, how did this man go and do that? Why? He's pure representative of the parampara. You can do it also. If you do exactly what Prabhupada said you should do. And he wanted all of us to become gurus and teach this information all over the world and liberate everybody in this world. That was his mission. He was no small thinker. He did not open a university here somewhere in Kalikannaikan Palayam somewhere and then started making some little money and cheat a few people and put some professors there, pay them salary, something, and get some politicians and pay some money to AICTE. And that's not the type of education. That's very low class for money. He had a vision that the entire world's population should hear this absolute information coming in the Bhagavad Gita. And he started this. And all over the world, he achieved it. It's an amazing thing. Today, ISKCON has got nearly 725 centers all over the world, talking this information to people. While I'm talking to you, hundreds and thousands of people are getting this information just like this, in their own native language, according to the local cultures, but no compromise on the knowledge as it is. Moldavian, Estonian, Russian, in Papua New Guinea, it's being told. It's being told in China. It's being told in all languages you can imagine, in Swahili, in African languages, and name it. The Bhagavad Gita is printed in 88 languages. And this is because of him. He knew how to do it. He was empowered personality. Unless Krishna empowers you, you can't do like this. So this is the meaning of a bona fide guru. Remember, it's not some willy-nilly anybody you can go to and you can learn this stuff. You can't learn. You have to go and follow this information that Krishna is given. Because what will you learn? Who is a spiritual master? He should be coming in the parampara. He should be a Paka representative of Krishna. He is fully knowledgeable according to Guru, Shastra and Sadhu. He is teaching you how to become a servant of God. It doesn't tell you how to become God because you can never become. Very important to know this. It's nonsense to say you can become God. Krishna never says that in Bhagavad Gita anywhere. That's why the immediate next shloka says, what is the meaning of that guru's effect if he teaches you? Right? Before that, 3S. How to receive knowledge from the guru? The disciple has 3 qualifications required. What is that? 3S, remember. Surrender fully to the spiritual master. Serve the spiritual master like a menial servant without false material prestige. Satisfy and please the spiritual master by rendering service. If you serve Krishna, if you teach this information to somebody else, if you distribute the Bhagavad Gita, if you enroll people for the Bhagavad Gita course, if you come to the temple and sweep the floor, if you actually do these type of activities to spread the knowledge, he becomes pleased with you. That's all. So Prabhupada asked us to distribute this knowledge, distribute this book of Bhagavad Gita, and engage in Krishna's service. He becomes pleased. You can see here he's very pleased with so many of his disciples doing that all over the world, then the world will become a better place to live in. And they are such broad-minded, wonderful, generous, magnanimous souls. All they want is everybody should become a devotee of Krishna. That will make me happy. I'm not asking you for crores of rupees. I'm not asking you for a mansion. I'm not asking you for a BMW. I'm not asking you for beautiful woman. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitam va jagadisha kamaye. Mama janmani janmanishware bhavatat bhaktirahai tuki tvai. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim. I don't want money, dhanam. I don't want followers. I don't want a beautiful woman, sundarim. I don't want any of these things. My Lord, I'm only asking you that you will always give me an opportunity to serve you because I'm eternally your servant. This is what you learn from a real guru. He will introduce you to God. He'll tell you about who God is. And you will tell, this is your duty to serve him. You will become happy. This is the real knowledge, right? Knowledge means that relationship forms between the guru and the student. So what does it say here? Sandhya, can you read it, Sandhya?
Knowledge. When the student is submissive and is always ready to render service, the reciprocation of knowledge and inquiries with the spiritual master becomes perfect.
Thank you.
Prabhupada.
So this is from quotation of Prabhupada that you would have read. There is a relationship which builds up, which is a spiritual relationship within the guru and the disciple. And it is out of this world relationship. It's not a relationship that's material at all. It's actually a relationship in which Krishna is involved. Krishna is situated in the guru's heart and in your heart. And there is information going on given by the guru externally and given by Antaryami Guru inside as Paramatma in the heart. It's a very dynamic information processing and transfer is going on there. It's not ordinary material stuff. So that's why in the next shloka, Yad jnatva na punarimoham evam yasyasi pandava yena bhutani asheshani drakshasi atmanyato mayi. Very beautiful shloka. Chitra, can you read this in English?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Maharaj. Hare Krishna. Having obtained real knowledge from your self-realized soul, you will never fall again into such illusion, for by this knowledge, you will see that all living beings are but part of the Supreme, or in the other words, that they are mine.
Thank you,
Hare
Chitra.
Krishna.
Rakshasi Atmani Ato Mayi. Mayi means they are mine. See, you belong to Krishna. You cannot be independent of Krishna. See, Krishna personally stating it. They are part and parcel of me. They belong to me. They are my children. And a true guru, he's telling, Krishna is telling here, Yad jnatva na punar moham. Punar means again, moham means illusion. If you contacted a real guru and he has told you, then this illusion will not again occur to you. What is that illusion? To think that you're independent of Krishna, the Supreme Lord. To think that you are on your own, separated. I am another person, I've got nothing to do with God. That is moha. That is illusion. If you have contacted a right guru, a Sat Guru, then you will not have this illusion again. There will no more be in material illusion. That's why, what is that illusion? I'm going to ask you this quiz now. Those of you who have read the purports in this field will be able to answer. So what is illusion? Quiz. I've already mentioned it several times in my talk now. It'll be very easy for you. What is illusion? Tell me.
This material life itself is an illusion.
You thought I'll keep talking and you can keep hearing. Bah, Swamiji knows. He's going to ask you now, stop, ask you a question. What is illusion? Did you read it?
Life itself is an illusion.
Take a go, it's okay. So what's illusion?
Something which we feel is here but is not here.
Pardon?
Something which we feel is here but is not here. We believe is here but is not here.
Okay, that's a good one. But that's more like a dictionary meaning of illusion. What exactly Prabhupada is saying is illusion there. He's explaining it. Evam gyatva punar moham. Moha. What is that moha that you will get into?
The illusion that we are separate from the Supreme.
Yes, very good. What other type of illusion can you get into? Very common.
Material life.
Maharaj, this is family life what we are talking. Family life also is a kind of illusion.
Swamiji, the one that you said, I think last time, we believe that we are the drivers, but we are not. It's
Now it's
actually
coming
somebody
out.
else who is in the driving seat.
So here is what Prabhupada is saying in the purport. The sense of an existence separate from Krishna is called Maya. Ma means not, Ya means this, not this. Bodily identification of oneself apart from Krishna is Maya. This is the definition of illusion. Means it's not real. This world is not real actually because you're disconnected from the supreme absolute truth. Krishna is saying, Dakshasya Atman Yato Mayi. They belong to me. How can they exist in reality without me? There'll be no reality for them without me. But they're trying to do that. So that illusion should be cut. And that cutting is what is done by this knowledge given by Guru. And if that illusion is not cut, what is the use of your knowledge? So that way knowledge, Chindanti kovidastasya kona kuryat kataratim, who will not desire to get his illusion cut by this knowledge. So Guru is a person who will deliver that to you. Sometimes it is painful because he will cut you, cut your attachment, cut your illusion. And we are really attached to the illusion. We love the illusion. We are pasted on it. That glue. We like it very much. Guru is a person who actually lifts you off the illusion and puts you in the reality. Right? Om Agyana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. The prayer offered to the Guru is Chakshur Unmilitam. He opens your eyes to the reality. He may use all other types of techniques to do it, knowing how you are conditioned. Right? So there is illusion. I have forgotten who am I. I have forgotten who is God. I have forgotten my connection with God. I'm just hanging around like an orphan in the Maya, non-reality. How this illusion covers you? What about that? How does this illusion cover you? Anybody wants to take a go? That's why you please read that purport.
Like this external body.
Yeah, very true.
Like the smoke,
Very true.
fire,
Here,
three modes.
forgetfulness of the transcendental service covers one by illusion. Therefore, we think that we are separate from Krishna. Since time immemorial, the living entities get situated in different bodies as men, animals, and demigods. You see, now you are totally out of touch with the reality of yourself and your identity. You are very much absorbed in your identity of I am this. I am a great CEO of this company. I am the family head. Everybody listen to me. I am the association president. I am that. I am this. According to even the dog is thinking, I am a great dog. See how I can bark. Everybody has got their false ego, and that is their false identity. Your real ego is, I am a servant of Krishna. I am part and parcel of Krishna. I am eternal spirit soul. I have nothing to do with matter. Right? So illusion means you're made to think what you are not. That is the power of the Maya Shakti. It can do that to you. Okay? And how to overcome this illusion? Anybody wants to take a go at that? How to overcome this illusion? You must scrutinizingly read these purports. You'll get the answers to all that. How to overcome this illusion?
By chanting Mahamantra.
Hare Krishna
Yes.
mantra.
Very good.
Surrendering to the Krishna.
By
By studying
to
scriptures.
Krishna, engaging in devotional service. Yes. When one realizes the real knowledge, he engages in transcendental service through Krishna consciousness and becomes at once liberated from this illusion. All these are quotes from Prabhupada given in the purport here. If you read, there's 34 and 35. If you read very beautiful purports, you must read it. Systematically, it's explained. What is illusion? How the illusion covers you? How to overcome that illusion? So you should carefully study the Gita. You're not going to get knowledge if you don't spend time and analyze it and think about it. What Krishna is saying and what Prabhupada is explaining. So when you get that real knowledge, because you won't keep quiet with knowledge, you will start acting when you get some knowledge. And you'll engage yourself in devotional service. And you'll become Krishna conscious and you become liberated from this illusion. So throughout, Krishna is explaining through shlokas, is explaining all these items. Moha, what it is. Guru, who he is. What does he do to you? What should the disciple's attitude be when he goes to study under the Guru? And if you study under the Guru properly, under a bona fide Guru, what will be the result of it? And what is that illusion? All that. Illusion that I am God. Illusion that God is not there. Illusion that I will merge into God. All these are illusions. They're not true. Okay? Right. So now, that spiritual master, this is what he will teach you. If he's a genuine spiritual master, the knowledge he gives you will increase your relationship with the absolute truth, Krishna. It will make you enjoy a relationship with God. It's the most wonderful, ecstatic experience for the conditioned soul, which is forgotten. That he will reveal to him and engaging him in that, and the soul starts experiencing that. I am an eternal spirit soul. I am a part and parcel of Krishna eternally. I am a servant of Krishna. I am never Krishna. Right? Because I can enjoy this relationship with Krishna only then. This is what a genuine guru will teach. This is what the Bhagavad Gita is saying. Krishna is telling this is the truth which you will get from a guru. The guru will not give you simply blessings. Go ahead and you will be successful in this business, or go ahead and engage in material life. I bless you. He will not give you blessing like that. The real guru will say, better engage in spiritual life, better engage in serving Krishna, better increase your akarma, better increase your Krishna consciousness activity. He will engage you like that. He may not directly stop you from other things, but he will increase the akarma portion of your life. And you'll be inspired to do that under him. And gradually all other things will take over by your own self and your own volition and activity. Okay? So now you very well understand who is Guru and what should be a genuine disciple. Okay, remember this. Then Krishna goes ahead and glorifies this knowledge. He calls it the boat of transcendental knowledge. And anybody who gets on top of this boat, even if you are a sinner of the worst type, you will benefit immensely from it. Right? So you see that if you go to 36 onwards, Krishna will start glorifying. Api chat asi papebhya sarvebhya papakritamah sarvam jnana plaveneva vrijinam santarishyasi. Such wonderful instructions for humanity and for all of us. Translation here reads, you can read on the screen. Anybody wants to read that? Anybody wants to read that?
Even if you are considered to be the most sinful of all sinners, when you are situated in the boat of transcendental knowledge, you will be able to cross over the ocean of miseries. Prabhuji.
Yes, thank you, thank you. So, the powerful Acharya, he launches this boat on the material ocean. And all the people who are drowning, like you can see here in the picture, Krishna is saving the lost soul from the ocean, samsara sagara. He's suffering, blobbing up and down in that, lost like an orphan. So the Acharya, the powerful person, launches this huge boat onto the ocean and saves people onto the boat. Everybody who is lost and takes shelter, he takes them onto the boat by giving them this transcendental knowledge. So it says that it doesn't matter if you're a sinning person, because this knowledge is transcendental. So only when you get to know this knowledge, you'll stop sinning. Sinning is because of ignorance. And your ignorance is broken by taking up this transcendental knowledge that Krishna is giving. And amazing things happen to you because you've got onto the boat of transcendental knowledge. All your sinful ideas and thoughts, everything will stop. Prabhupada explains in the purport there, sin is in various levels of manifestation. Karma is in various levels of manifestation. Kutam bijam falon mukam krameneva praliyata Vishnu bhakti ratatmakam. He says this kuta bija falon mukha. There is in the form of an intent to do a sinful activity. Then other one is it is already born and it is propelling you to do it. Other one is it's already done. And the other one is you're already reaping the results of the sinful activity. All these things will be removed by cultivating this knowledge. Can you imagine the amazing gain you're getting? If you cultivate this knowledge, this entire line, kutam bijam falon mukam, intention and desire to commit sin and the propensity for sin is, and the activity of sin which you already done and the reaction to the sin that's coming, all of them will be taken away because it will develop bhakti in you. And it will also give you material benefit. How? It will burn everything to ashes, your karma. Look at this, Shloka 47. Very beautiful. Yatai dhamsi samiddho agnir bhasmasat kurute arjuna jnanagni sarva karmani bhasmasat kurute tata. 37 text translation I'm reading. As a blazing fire turns firewood to ashes, O Arjuna, so does the fire of transcendental knowledge burn to ashes all reactions to material activities. Can you imagine that? If you take this Bhagavad Gita seriously and learn this knowledge, and the more you think about it, it will burn up all your karma. Bas, you'll become purified. You become a pure soul. Just like fire burns. Yatai dhamsi samiddo agni. Agni means fire. Blazing, samidaha, Krishna is explaining here. So you can consider this knowledge to be like fire. If you accept this fire inside, it will burn up all your karma and it will keep you purified. So I will read this purport. Perfect knowledge of self and super self and of their relationship is compared herein to fire. This knowledge means what? Knowledge of yourself and about God, Krishna, Paramatma, and the relationship. That is compared to fire. This fire not only burns up all reactions to impious activities, but also reactions to pious activities, turning them to ashes. There are many stages of reaction. Reaction in the making, reaction fructifying, reaction already achieved, and reaction a priori. But knowledge of the constitutional position of the living entity burns everything to ashes. Constitutional position of the living entity. Very technical terminology. What's your constitution? Who are you? Where do you come from? What is the reality about you? When you get that knowledge, boom, all these other things will fall away. Okay? So, what all does this knowledge do to you is listed here. Number 1, leads to liberation. 2, helps you to cross over the ocean of miseries. This world is samsara sagara, you cross over it. It burns up all reactions to pious and impious activities from the past. No more karma. Everything will be akarma only. Sublime, pure, mature fruit of devotional service leading to happiness. Attainment of spiritual peace, established in knowledge of the self. You get a weapon to destroy ignorance. These are all the advantages that Krishna is describing and glorifying transcendental knowledge. Remember, this transcendental knowledge is knowledge given by Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita that you're reading now. It's not anybody giving any type of knowledge about rocket science or Elon Musk teaching you how to go to the Mars and all that. That's not transcendental knowledge. This knowledge means specifically you can hack through life, maya, and come out of it successful on the other side. It's very powerful knowledge, right? So Krishna ends this. This shloka number is wrong. The last shloka. But before that, Krishna also says, if you go to 38, please go to 38. Shloka 38 is Nahi jnanena sadrisham pavitram iha vidyate tat swayam yoga samsiddha kale natmani vindati. In this world, there is nothing so sublime and pure as transcendental knowledge. Such knowledge is the mature fruit of all mysticism, and one who has become accomplished in the practice of devotional service enjoys this knowledge within himself in due course of time. In 39, a faithful man who is dedicated to transcendental knowledge and who subdues his senses is eligible to achieve such knowledge, and having achieved it, he quickly attains the supreme spiritual peace. But there are other type of guys in this world. Who are they? Agnyascha ashraddadhanascha, shloka 40. Samshayatma vinashyati nayam loko asti nabaro nasukham samsayatmanah. So please read the translation to text 40. Vijaya Rajan, would you like to read the translation to text 40 from your book? Surprise on you. You may have the book in front of you or not, but I have not put it up on the screen. Are you there, Vijaya Rajan? Would you like to read it?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, very well.
Okay. 40. But ignorant and faithless persons who doubt the revealed scriptures do not attain God consciousness. They fall down for the doubting soul. There is happiness neither in this world nor in the next.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Vijayaji. Thank you. Thank you. Right. So look at this. Ignorant and faithless persons who doubt the revealed scriptures. Samshayatma vinashyati. If you are a samshaya atma, if you are a doubting Thomas, like they say in Christian theology, if you are a doubting person, you must either get clarification from the Guru. You don't accept Guru also, but you keep doubting and you don't want to believe in it. Vinashyati, you're destroyed. Maya will come over you and destroy you. In other words, accepting a Guru is not an option. Because if you don't, and if you don't get transcendental knowledge, You'll be destroyed by the force of Maya, by ignorance, right? They will fall down from the human form of life. Gone up and come down. For the doubting soul, there is happiness neither in this world nor in the next. Even his next Janma, he will have tough time. Depends on whether he gets a human form of life at all. So look at this. If you don't, this is what will happen to you. In other words, very diplomatically, Krishna is saying, you have no other go in the human form of life. You must cultivate this knowledge. You must cultivate transcendental knowledge. Not that you have an option to read and understand this or not. So the goal of life is set in such a way that you are influenced and you're being convinced to take it up. But you always have the choice not to do so. Krishna is not going beyond that line he has drawn. He doesn't interfere with your personality. But all he's saying is, if you don't, you'll be lost. Just like the mother tells the child, okay, be careful, okay, do this. Afternoon, heat up the food I've given you for lunch. Walk on the side of the road, okay, don't go like this. Your father will come at so-and-so time, okay, do this, okay. Everything he says, yes, yes. Why? He knows that if I follow my mom, everything will happen correct. And once in a while, he may not follow the mom. And he gets into trouble. Simple example. And then he understands, I should have followed. Same way, you will see that if you don't, because once you start doing it, sometimes you feel, and all that, and you start going this way, you'll immediately understand, wow, if I don't, I'll suffer. Because now you have knowledge, you know what is right, what is wrong. Okay? So please read the Gita. It's an amazing piece of information to give you understanding as to where you are and why are you here, where should you go from here. Somehow this illusion is so strong, we don't take this insight seriously. The power of Krishna's illusion is so strong. So we should deliberately think about this, consider our situation, consider the fact that I'm going to die very soon now. Anytime, anything can happen to me. And even if I didn't catch corona and die, or if I didn't catch this and die, or some days, old age will anyway get me. And I will not be sustaining myself in this body anymore. So this knowledge is very, very important. Not only that, it saves you from miseries, it gives you freedom from reaction, so many material advantages also. Okay? Right. So this is the gain from cultivating transcendental knowledge. Therefore, Krishna is telling in the last shloka, Tasmat ajnana sambhutam hrutstam jnana sinatmanah chitvainam samshayam yogam atishto uttishta bharata. Such beautiful advice, such so nicely composed advice, so crisp, so neat, and he's giving you, this is the best thing for you to do. Of course, like I said, you always have the choice not to listen to me, but if you do that, this is how you will suffer. That also is explained. Okay? Right. So please read this shloka translation. Draupadi, you would like to read this shloka translation on the screen?
Yes, Maharaj. Therefore, the doubts which have arisen in your heart out of the ignorance should be slashed by the weapon of knowledge. Armed with yoga, O Bharata, stand and fight.
Yeah. So now that he's concluding, he's saying, all these doubts is because of ignorance and you don't have transcendental knowledge. So use this knowledge as a weapon and slash that doubt and ignorance. Armed with yoga, with this transcendental knowledge and the practice of it, O Bharata, stand up and fight. So very wonderful advice. Don't run away from problems in life. Krishna is telling her, where are you running away? Take this knowledge, slash the ignorance that has come and is making you so weak. Hridaya daurbalyam tekto tishta parantapa. Same thing he said in the second chapter. Whereas his weakness of heart come on you, and you, anarya jushtam aswargyam makirtim karam Arjuna. Why are you acting like an uncivilized fellow? Anarya. You are a great civilized man in the forefront, a leader. What happened to you? There also he told him, Uttishta, wake up, stand up and fight. So with this knowledge, we become very confident to fight the challenges of life that come in front of us. We can destroy it and you can be victorious. Definitely. Because Krishna will stand next to you, just like he stood next to Arjuna and gave Arjuna victory throughout the Kurukshetra war after speaking the Bhagavad Gita. If you follow Krishna's instructions, Krishna will stand very close to you and give you all advice and give you strategies how to go through this challenge and that challenge, and you move ahead. And Krishna is guaranteeing you will be successful. No doubt about it. Okay? This way this chapter ends, glorifying transcendental knowledge and giving you advantages of transcendental knowledge and how the transcendental knowledge can be acquired from a bona fide guru, representative of the Supreme Lord coming in Parampara, and how we must be careful about choosing who is your guru. You should check his bona fides. You should ask him and should go and see, hear. Don't be in a hurry to accept somebody, admission into some. When you go to a university for your son or daughter, you want to put them in, you'll find out where is his department, where is it situated. Let me go and see who is the head of the department, who is the principal. Let me go and talk to a few students. How do they feel? How does this professor teach? What is his, bona fides? Where did he take his degree from? Oh, he's from Harvard. Oh, he's from Yale, Princeton. Oh, he's from IIT. Oh, he's from this. Okay, he may be knowing quite well. Let's speak to the students. Students will say, good, I'm experiencing the following things, this, that, everything. And then you decide, okay, my son, you go in, this is good. Right? Same way, before you step into a acceptance of a guru, use this information that Krishna has given you in Bhagavad Gita and check whether this is proper. Is he in the proper parampara? No, he does not know who is his guru. If he tells you, my guru is the sun, the air, the moon, the stars, then you know that something is wrong. If he tells you, Krishna is my guru, yes, that is very correct, but who is actually directly teaching you, a living guru? I don't have. Then you should be doubtful. Because Krishna is specifically saying. So these are all things that are taught by Krishna here in the 4th chapter. How to choose guru, how to choose the university, and how to take the course and actually become successful and get out of this Maya situation. Right, I'll conclude here. Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. Good night to all of you.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna, good night.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.